Okay, let's talk about a huge shift that's happening in tech. I want you to imagine a world where you don't really open apps anymore, or fill out forms, or juggle a dozen different tabs just to get something done. Instead, you just state a goal and the work gets done. Now, this isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. It's a fundamental change in how we interact with technology, and it is happening right now. So let's get into it.
This quote, it just hits home, right? We were all promised that every new app, every new dashboard would make us more productive. But what's the reality? Well, we've just ended up with this mountain of software we have to learn and manage, and honestly, it can be pretty exhausting.
I bet it does. If you're a developer, you know this feeling all too well. That constant context switching, the endless sea of tools for project management, CI/CD, team messaging, it's what you'd call tool overload. The very software that was meant to free us up has, in a lot of ways, just created more digital friction.
So in this explainer, we're going to break down this huge shift. We'll start with that software fatigue we all feel, then dive into the move towards intent. We'll look at the agentic systems that make it all possible, see where this fits in computing history, and then, most importantly, talk about what it means for you and the future of software itself.
You know, the core issue today is that pretty much all software requires an operator, and that operator is you. You spend so much of your brain power just operating the tools, learning interfaces, navigating their little quirks, adapting to updates, instead of actually focusing on the work you're trying to do.
And this is where everything changes. We are moving away from telling software how to do something, click here, type this, drag that, to simply telling it our intent. We just say what we want. It's kind of like the difference between being the pilot, who has to manage all the controls, and being a passenger, who just says where they want to go.
Exactly. The old way is all about the interface. You're the one operating the machinery. But the new way, it's all about intent. You state the goal, and you delegate the complicated work of actually operating all those tools to an intelligent system. You're moving from just using software to leading it.
So, what's the magic behind all this? Well, it's the rise of AI agents and what we call agentic systems. Let's break down what they actually are and, maybe more importantly, why this is all happening right now.
An AI agent is so much more than a chatbot. It's an autonomous system that can understand your high-level goal, it can reason about how to achieve it, and, this is the crucial part, it can take action. That means it can actually use other software, call APIs, and interact with different systems to get a job done. It's built for execution.
The best way to think about an agent is like a new digital teammate. You give it a goal, it then comes up with a multi-step plan. It looks at all the software tools it can access, your CRM, your database, your APIs, and it picks the right ones for the job. Then it gets to work executing the tasks, and if it hits a roadblock, it can actually adjust its own plan, all to deliver the outcome you asked for.
So why is this all happening now? Well, it's basically a perfect storm. First, AI models can finally reason through complex, multi-step problems. Second, businesses don't just want insights from a dashboard anymore. They want action. And honestly, the complexity of modern work with all its disconnected tools has just hit a breaking point. We need a new layer on top to simplify everything.
This shift to agents might feel really sudden, but it's actually the next logical step in the evolution of computing. Let's take a look at how it builds on everything that came before it.
Think about it. Every major era of computing is defined by its interface. We went from the command line to the GUI. Then the cloud and mobile put all those interfaces right in our pockets. More recently, AI Copilot started helping us inside those apps. So what's the next big leap? It's AI agents that can operate across all of these tools on their own, often without needing a traditional interface at all.
Okay, this is all fascinating stuff, but what does it actually mean for you, for your job, for your skills, for the value you bring to the table? This is where it gets really personal.
The crucial point here is that your role shifts from being an operator to an orchestrator. In the past, a lot of your value came from being really good at navigating complex software. In the future, your value is going to come from how clearly you can define goals, supervise the outcomes, and design the agentic systems that do the work. This means new skills like workflow automation design and outcome verification are going to be absolutely critical.
I love this quote because it perfectly captures the new way we'll measure productivity. It's no longer about your speed and clicks per minute. It's about the clarity of your thinking. Can you define a goal so well that an autonomous system can go and execute it flawlessly? That becomes the new superpower.
So where is all of this headed? What's the end game? Well, it points to a future where our whole idea of software completely changes.
This is such a powerful analogy. Software doesn't go away. Instead, it just fades into the background and becomes this essential, invisible infrastructure. It's like the electricity in your walls. You don't think about it, you don't operate it, you just expect it to work. And the user interface, which has defined computing for 50 years, becomes optional.
As we wrap this up, just think about this. For years, the whole conversation has been about what new tool or framework we need to learn next, but that's changing. The real question now is, what becomes possible when software is no longer just a tool we use, but a teammate that works for us?
So I'll leave you with this thought. When the friction of getting things done, the manual clicks, the coordination, all those tedious tasks, when that drops to almost zero, what will you create? What problems will you solve? This shift doesn't just change our workflows, it truly changes the scope of our ambition.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. To keep up with major tech shifts like this one, make sure to subscribe to DuoBlox edX for more explainers and developer roadmaps. See you next time.